It's Madden NFL 24, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the Detroit Lions and the Miami Dolphins under the lights on Monday night.
On an absolutely perfect late autumn night, no better place to be than Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Tonight we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Miami Dolphins. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. At CD, the Dolphins, they've got some high hopes for 2023. They feel like they've got the pieces to make a run. They need a little bit of health, but they think they can be right there in the AFC East.
And they'll want every game to be a track meet because speed is their calling card. And if they're able to sprint out there ahead of people and make them chase, they'll be tough to reel in.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Lions, they're going to be a pretty trendy sleeper pick. I feel obligated contractually to mention that they've only won one playoff game since 1957, and that number gets more and more impossible every year. But finally, Charles Davis, can they break the string in 2023?
Break it, snap it, cut it, whatever you want to use. This Lions team, I fully expect to be in the playoffs in 2023. I like the way that they're being built.
Now their 31-year-old running back, Raheem Mostert. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
All right, I got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What he's saying, I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely, still got a lot of life left in those legs. On play action, here's Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yards, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Tua sets up to pass it. Tyreek Hill's got another one. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill, 26 yards. And the Dolphins need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. 3 plays already in the end zone. That was quick.
We always talk about offenses understanding what they want to do before they go into a game, and they practice it. They have their script and the plays they want to open with. But defenses aren't just reactive. They have their own ideas as well. These ideas didn't get implemented very well. 3 plays and a touchdown already scored against them.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Khalif Raymond now. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Now 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Mostert. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that way.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Well, the Lions offense getting ready to go to work here, and under center, a man whose career has been rejuvenated a bit as of late. And season number 8 now out of Cal, it's Jared Goff.
Rumors of Goff's demise? Greatly exaggerated, it seems. Boy, what a big year he had last year. 29 touchdowns. It led the Lions to their first winning season since 2017. Under his leadership, the Lions expect to make the playoffs for the first time in a few seasons.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins.
Well, partners, the first quarter, too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And here comes Berrios. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Miami's offense set and ready to go. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now. It's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
2nd down, here's Mostert again. And fights through one man. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too.
They're all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Raheem Mostert with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, still in the first quarter. that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Sanders on for the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter. And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert. Bust through the tackle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 21-0 our score after 1. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Tagovailoa to throw on 2nd down here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Raheem Mostert on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first-half lead. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Sanders now to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And Detroit getting set to go now. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And he is going to have a Lions first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And the Dolphins rush gets home, down he goes.
Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting him in for the sack.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Here's Berrios. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Speedster Raheem Mostert and the rest of this offense out to start the drive. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent, the blocking's been terrific, and obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
From the gun, it's Tua.
This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D lineman almost had it. But 3rd down coming up.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
And sneak attack. They're going to run for it. And he will not even make
take it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
Yeah, Detroit back in possession of the football. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Fielded just inside the 20.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was Raheem Mostert, the veteran, who did some damage in that first half. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground and added another on the receiving end for good measure. He was awesome. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Off play action. Here's Goff.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A very solid gain of 27.
Partner still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Mostert is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. A 3-yard touchdown pass, and the Dolphins have taken a 5-touchdown lead. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes this 35-0 now.
Lions nothing. Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Things, unfortunately, continuing to implode here. The interception he threw on the previous drive, of course, led to the touchdown. And that deficit widening a little bit further. 1st and 10. That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it's second down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 18-yard line.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. A limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. He swallowed him up.
Gone. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes the Lions punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They run out of the shotgun with Mostert.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 140 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
He continues to have a big night here under the lights. that's carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down.
And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So he couldn't hook up. His time is now run out on this 3rd quarter play. So following the failed try on 4th down, we'll change ends and change possession. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here comes the Lions punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. It's fielded at the 45. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the 4th quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
At the 39-yard line.
Now Tua on the bootleg here.
And this is caught inside the 5. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with a big 4th quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
All right, let's go.
Now they send a man in motion right.
Here's Mostert.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
But this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Sanders on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
This taken in at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Time for another look at this Lions offense.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On second down, here's Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Now Montgomery, he's got it on the draw.
And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
On 1st and 10, Goff.
Going underneath, Gibbs has it.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And this will be taken at the 13. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive.
Fighting through the tackle at the 30. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on...
And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Miami. 42 yards.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Boy, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.